water on the planet has always been a finite commodity. Sorry to use that word, it's not a commodity, but a finite entity. So it's been recycled millennia after millennia after millennia. It's been recycled. And it's the same quantum of water that's been recycled throughout these thousands and millions of years. It's also a fact that the human body is composed about 80%, 70 to 80% water. So one morning when I was showering, it occurred to me that I may have been showering in water that was used by a Chinese farmer 10 years ago. Or I may be showering in water which could have been the urine of an elephant somewhere in Africa maybe 5 years ago. It's the same water. So we all share the same water. It may have been used by a Jew or a Christian or a Hindu or a Buddhist. And this is one planet, we are one humanity. There is no separating us. There is no separating us. We are one species. And also we share with other species. We are one. And this is, in the Islamic teaching, it means Tawheed. The idea of muhit, idea of encompassing. You see, that is a teaching that I like to sort of look at a Muslim in the eye and say, that is you, that is the Creator. You are encompassed by the Creator, and there is no separation between you and everybody else. There's another jihad, which is the Green Jihad. Because Islam is green, it's very green. Like I said, the Qur'an is inherently environmental. And if the jihadists, and I say to the jihadists, there's another jihad that you can perform, which will be a hope for everybody, hope for you and your children, if you look at the real teachings of the Quran on these issues. Because Allah is Muhit, He is the encompasser, and that is your responsibility. You know, people hear about Sharia and Sharia and Sharia and all the, and sometimes it frightens people to talk about Sharia because it's all the negative aspects of it. But Sharia is a vast thing. It's a vast thing. And the environmental teachings in the Sharia is quite profound. You see, so from the Quran we have the ethical basis of the Quran, and the Sharia is how the Prophet and his successors translated the word into action. So let me give you one example. There is a verse in the Quran in the Arabic which says La yuhibbul musrifin. Quite simply it means Allah does not love the wasters. Right? Now how does that become the Sharia? It becomes the Sharia like this. There's a narration which is called the Hadith. Hadith is the narration, or the Sunnah, which is the practice of the Prophet. Well, the Prophet saw one of his companions using an excess amount of water when he was washing himself before prayer. And the Prophet said to him, "You're wasting water." And the companion reacted. He says, "You don't waste water even if you are by a flowing river." That's the Sharia, you see. So the Quranic injunction translated into action. That's one tiny example. But in the Sharia, you have what we recognize today is conservation principles, land management in the Sharia. And there are things like there's a thing called the Hema system. Hema system is a pre-Islamic system which was then converted by the Prophet into something that is more closely related to the Quran, where people can create hemas or protection zones where you can protect wildlife, you can protect forests. There is a hema somewhere in the Middle East, I don't know where, perhaps in Turkey, where a certain community declares a certain part of a meadow as a hema to allow bees to pollinate. This is tremendously flexible. And there's a harem system with the protection of watercourses. And it also gives dimensions where half the width of a river on the bank is protected from erosion and cutting down trees. So they are very detailed. That's the Sharia. So welcome aboard. Let's save the planet together. And then when we save the planet, we can argue about God. Okay.